Yes, guys, welcome back to another watch. No, not a watch along phone in. What a great start that was. But welcome back to the live phone in. Chelsea nil, Spurs nil. We really thought that would be more entertaining, but I think in hindsight, that was really stupid of us to think. Spurs didn't need the win, we did, and they played exactly like that. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, at least we didn't lose, but that is not the mentality that we want to have coming out of it. We did have the chance in the second half to take the lead. I do want to say maybe we could have put on our subs a little bit earlier. I think all the subs were fine by Frank Lampard, but I would have liked to see them about 10, 15 minutes earlier. They just didn't have enough time to have a bit of impact. But yeah, Spurs are back to top of the league again. It's just a bit jarring, but we know they're only just keeping it warm for the Chelsea anyway, so it's not too deep. But yeah, we're going to get our first guest on. You're just getting ready. I'll dash Craig on. What are you saying? Because I know you got the NFL on.
What's going on, Geese? You good?
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Also, everyone, Tapas Pulis 2-1 down to Wolves. We're enjoying it.
Come on.
Yeah, their defense is a shambles right now. Fair play to Luis. He's just had a really bad collision with...
Yeah, with Jimenez, who's in my fantasy team. It's an absolute shocker this week.
To be fair, Arteta should have taken him off anyway. I don't know why he's still on the pitch, but the rest of them have still been a shambles. Adama Traore is running through their midfield. But tell me your thoughts on today.
I think a lot of people assume that Chelsea were the favourites going into this game. I thought that wasn't the case. I thought the Spurs were massively the favourites, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not pleased with the point. But I mean, if you'd have given me a point at the start of the game, I'd have taken it. We dominated the game. We were the better team, I thought. They just attacked with a little bit more impetus. The very few chances that they got, which is a testament to us, to be fair, for limiting to such few chances. But it's a bit weird. I decided not to do a review after the game for my channel because it just feels like this is a very kind of result. So I don't know. I think if you'd have given me a draw at the start of the game, I'd have taken it, but 0-0, it still wasn't fun to sit through. But again, you know, if we somehow managed to win the league, but we were boring to watch the entire season, I don't think we would really be batting an eyelid about it, you know. So it is what it is, you know. A point's a point.
Yeah, I mean, we do look really hard to break down. At least I don't think we played badly. I think it's just the way Jose set out. Like he didn't need to win. We needed the win.
Well, I don't know. I'm not too sure about that. I think a lot of people were. I think the pressure was on Spurs more than it was on us to win this game. Only for the reason
they were still going top with a draw. That's the thing.
Yeah, fine. But people will look at them and go, "Well, they beat Man City last week, but probably did they deserve to? You know, maybe not, but they did. You know, fair play to them." I think a lot of people are looking and going, build on that. You know, a lot of people are going, okay, you've beaten Man City, fine, fair enough, fair play, build on it. You know, I know we did it on the preview on the Football Terrace the other day. We were saying about how good is this Spurs team and are they title contenders and whatever, and they are, but they've got a lot of big games coming up in the next couple of weeks. And if they look back at it and they think, if we only took 1 point from these games or whatever it is against big opposition, then they're not going to be happy with it. Where with us, I think we're kind of very accepting that, you know, Spurs are the informed side in the league at the moment. You know, they're on a decent little bit of a run. They beat Man City, who were up there to challenge as favourites pretty much for the league title. They beat them. So I think the impetus was more with them to go and win the game more than it was with us. Of course, it's with both teams because you obviously want to win the game and there's a rivalry. But it's just...
It didn't feel like the same Chelsea-Spurs matches of old. I'll be real, the lack of fans had a massive influence on that.
Completely and utterly agree. And I have to say, I think with fans at Stamford Bridge, we're beating them.
Yeah, exactly. Plus,
I don't think it's a 1-0
fight to it. Like, this game felt so professional, and it hasn't had that same feel for Chelsea-Spurs ages. Oh, nearly 3-1.
Oh.
We've got 10 minutes added time. Mad.
10?
Yeah, because of the injury.
Raul Jimenez had to
be taken off. Yeah, first half still going.
God, mad.
We're halfway into added time.
Jesus.
But yeah, looking on it towards the other end of matches, I did like the other point that this guy said. We did keep Son and Kane quiet, but
Yeah,
there were chances for us to win the game as well.
there was
Thoughts on
chances for
Tammy
them.
Abraham's performance?
What do I think of Tammy? I don't. Tammy is clearly a good player, and he's going to have a big threat going forward. But Tammy needs to learn how to kind of move around two big centre halves. I think he can struggle in certain areas like that. Tammy is better when the game is in our hands and very much in our favour. And today the game was very balanced. We were keeping the possession, but that wasn't where the game was being won and lost in possession. It was being won and lost in mistakes, pretty much.
That's what I think both teams are trying to do: minimize each other's mistakes.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Obviously, with us is we were so on the front foot. We were so ready to go and raring and whatever. But at the same time, you've got to ask the question that if we would have made a mistake, would it have potentially gone from one end of the pitch right the way up to the other, then break on the counter attack and score? Very possibly. Where I think Tammy, where he really thrives and you get the best out of him, is when there's space in behind. We had to be ahead for him to really get the most out of it. So with Timo, who wasn't wonderful today, plus Tammy Abraham, that was what it was. I don't know. I wasn't too fussed. I've seen on Twitter and whatever, there's people being very, very critical of him, and I wouldn't agree with that being that critical. But you do have to say that. I mean, he's 20. What was he? 22, 23 now? 23, I think.
I'll say in the middle. I'll say somewhere now.
Yeah, I think I do think he's older than me. But anyway, you've got to be looking at it and thinking, well, how many chances do you want to get given to really stamp your mark and really put it where it is and whatever? The Arsenal game, obviously the away game last year, just after Christmas, just after Christmas or just before, whatever it was. We obviously went 1-1 in the game, but Arsenal was so annoyed and they were very much on the front foot in the last few minutes. And Tammy's goal came on the counter attack, where there was a little bit of space and people weren't in the right positions. But being very defensively set against, being very defensively set against us, caused Tammy a big problem. And plus, he wasn't being helped out by Werner, who I didn't think had a good game at all. Hakim Ziyech was a bit.
I think Ziyech was isolated well by Spurs.
Yeah, I think so. But again, it was the balls that were going into the box. They keep banging on about the Sky Sports. To be fair, they'll keep banging on about all these, the balls going into the box and whatever. And you've then got these, these nice balls being whipped in, but there's not the person who's in the box going, "This is mine. This is what I want. This is the ball. I'm going to attack it." Every single time you went, "Oh, go on, Tammy." No, this is Tammy's. This is Tammy's. That didn't happen. So I'm not like singing praises, and I'm not absolutely criticizing him, but he did need to do a bit more for me. And I think Hakim Ziyech, who whipped in some good balls, wasn't his best game again, but he whipped in some good balls. They could have been a little bit better. But again, I think he probably needed a little bit more support, which, I mean, that comes from the defensive element as well of the game. It was just a very, we both cancelled each other out. And we needed what was going to win this game was going to be a massive mistake or a real big difference maker. Tottenham had those difference makers in Kane and Son and whatever. I feel, didn't have that. We didn't have the guy that in a heartbeat was going to go bang. Mason Mount almost did it, to be fair, with the shot that he had against Lloris. But that was it, really. I didn't think it was a good performance going forward. But again, I'll take a point. I don't really mind too much about it.
In the long term of things, I get, but we're going into a really bad Christmas period.
But technically we're still undefeated.
Yeah. Both sides have kept their unbeaten run. It's Chelsea unbeaten in 11 now, and Spurs unbeaten in 9, if I remember.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, both. I know it's exactly what Jose wanted. The fact that they were going to go top without that. We've seen it so many times with us. He will happily take a draw away at a top 6 side because it's not defeat.
Yeah.
In the long term, it might be decent for us. I mean, looking on to Leeds next, how's your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, well, I think obviously we've got to get past Sevilla first, but
we've got Sevilla in the middle.
Yeah, no, we can't forget about that one. But again, but I think, oh my God, the ball's out. Oh Christ, the Miami Dolphins have messed it up. No, I think the big thing about the Sevilla game and the Leeds game for me is we've got to see Timo playing back down the middle. For me, look, Pulisic came on and he did his bit. You know, he did all right. But we need to see, him back involved regularly. We need to see Timo Werner down the middle causing some problems. Hakim Ziyech, continue to whip the balls in all day, but if it's very obvious that that's what you're going to do, Tottenham are going to allow those crosses to come in. And again, those teams, Leeds and Sevilla, if they can see that's what Chelsea are going to do, they're going to allow those crosses to come in all the time. We're going to get into a very similar repeat kind of formula, shall we say. So yeah, I want to see Timo play down the middle. I want to see him be a little bit more at it and involved and causing havoc the way that we know he can. Probably drop Tammy out than play a more traditional 4-3-3 that we're kind of used to. Maybe you can bring in Kai Havertz and Mason Mount, or maybe you play Mason Mount as from the bench or whatever. But yeah, I think the main one for me would just be to drop Tammy Abraham. Just, if it don't work, then at least you try it. But again, this is the good. Yeah, this is the good thing. If it doesn't quite work out, we are through in the group anyway. So it's a kind of decent game to give it a go. I think it will work. So I don't think
our game is a rest.
Oh yeah, of course you do. If we can win the group, that's it, done and dusted. But again, all we've got to do is get a score draw out there. Score draw out there, and then we've got to beat Krasnodar and whatever. But we'll have the head-to-head advantage over Sevilla. So I'm not too worried about that one. But again, the Leeds game they're a bit of a strange one where they play some good football and play some terrible football at times. It depends which one's going to turn up. But again, they keep turning up against big sides, and obviously Chelsea Leeds is a game that has not been played in quite a while. The last time it was played, I think we whacked them 5-1 in the League Cup.
Hopefully
yeah,
ballots are madness.
I think they're going to cause us problems, Leeds. But they have got one style of football that they can play, and if Chelsea can get into a lead and whatever, I think Chelsea would be fine. But that's the case for both those games, and then after that we've got Krasnodar and I can't remember who else. But yeah, if we can just get ahead in those games, we can see it out. So for me, I go full strength or whatever as close to it as I can, and then we go from there. But I'm not too bothered really about it. I think we'll be fine. I do think we'll be fine.
All right, cool. Well, any other final thoughts?
Up the Chelsea, same as always. We're going to go and watch the Miami Dolphins probably throw away a 10-point lead. Up the Chelsea. Yeah,
I'm not going to hold you for too long, but thanks for jumping on anyway. Much
Cheers,
appreciated.
guys. Take care.
Take care, bro. Right, yes. Again, as always, if you guys want to jump on to live phone in, DM Blues Fans TV, and Sammy will sort you out. Little producer in the background doesn't say anything, but he's there. Big up yourself. Right, we'll get the next guy on. Tyrese, what are you saying?
Hi, do you remember in July when we lost 3-0 away to Sheffield?
When we lost 3-0 to Sheffield?
Yeah, and Lampard supposedly told Tammy Abraham that he's a championship level striker. Was he right or was he wrong? Because this is I called him out last game against Newcastle. A lot of people I got criticism from friends here in Barbados, right? That Tammy had a good game, or supposedly a good game, because he scored against Newcastle. When he should have buried that header, when he was keep losing the ball, when he made us nearly concede. And today, he goes in one of the most anticipated games of the season against Spurs. You know how imagine the fans were there if they were on his backside. He probably could have been, you know what happens on Twitter with people of Lloris. You know what could have happened to him. Could have been racial abuse for such a shit performance.
Nah. It's a thing. I think the subs should just have been a bit earlier with him.
Yeah, I agree there, because Lampard could have brought on Pulisic like in your 60th minute and probably could have impacted the game and probably put Werner in the middle, or probably could have brought on Giroud a bit earlier. We know how Giroud is. When we need a goal, Giroud is usually the one that gets us the goal. But I don't agree. I don't agree with the way, because a lot of people got criticized Ziyech today because the crosses were put in. But at the end of the day, were we really going to get any of those crosses? We didn't have anyone in the box that looked like they were going to get one of them, possibly Giroud.
There was about 7 Spurs players in the box every time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This sat back a lot. We all knew what Spurs were going to do. We know Jose. We know how they play. But I think Lampard should see that when we were playing Krasnodar, they were a bit of a deadlock team. They were a bit of a low block team. I'm sorry. And to break the deadlock, Ziyech was whipping in those crosses, and then eventually Pulisic got the ball and he scored. And he had a massive impact on that game. So why are you taking off someone that can actually cross? You're leaving not one person that can cross well, two people, Chilwell and James, and taking off Ziyech and bringing on Giroud. That doesn't make sense. You can't take off Ziyech and
You think I was trying to think about the Sevilla game on Wednesday?
Huh?
Because we've got a lot of fixtures coming up. We've got about 3 fixtures in the space of a week.
But this game is bigger than a Sevilla game. He could have won this game today and go on top of the way.
Sevilla game, I think, is just as important. If anything, it might be more important. We got to finish as group winners. I think we need the Krasnodar game as a rest. Otherwise, we're just going to keep piling up games.
True, but
I do actually think the Sevilla game's a bit more important. We got to finish as group winners.
Okay.
We were too far down off the title race. We didn't lose. Like, that's not the mentality I want coming out of the Spurs game, but the Spurs team is actually serious. So you know what? Fine. We didn't lose. Cool. We're hard to break down. We kept Son and Kane quiet. Should have taken a few of our chances, but fine. We didn't lose.
But listen,
especially with that mistake in the 93rd minute that nearly cost us the game.
Bird that. Come on. Should have burned that. He should have burned that.
Yeah, but also has no brain, bro, because he had 4 options and went for the 5th one and went wide. Thank God.
We'll completely forget about that. But what are they saying with the Sevilla game? Because if you think of it, I don't know if Lampard would think that winning a Champions League group, it doesn't matter, because if we win the group, if we come second, we still go through. Which is more important, going on top of the league, where we could show that we're actually serious about this title race, or to win the Champions League group. Like, for me, we're
already there though. We didn't lose. The fact that we drew hasn't taken us any further off. We're not going to go lower than 3rd place. We're still within 3 points of getting into top spot anyway. And Spurs, if we think December's bad for us, it's way worse for Spurs.
Yeah, because
they got the Carabao Cup game because they beat us, which is better off in hindsight. They've got the how many more Europa League fixtures? 2, which is 2 more Thursday to Sunday fixtures. That's going to mess them up. They will drop points. Liverpool, their team's a mess. They will drop points.
I mean,
fine, Drew. I don't. It's annoying, but fine. I'll take it.
The point, it was not a bad performance. That's what I'm trying to say. It wasn't a bad performance. So I'm not really no, because I think a lot of our players played well. But one question I have for you after this one I'm about to say is, the only player today that I think that needs to be dropped and we could finally play our best 11, please, is Tammy Abraham. I always told people, Tammy Abraham, yes, he was our top scorer last season. Yes, he played well. But he's not the striker if we want to have there if we want to be winning the Premier League. It's just the truth. We need to start playing Werner a bit more central and play Pulisic off the left and Ziyech off the right. That's why I want to see my front three.
You prefer Tammy benched?
I prefer Tammy benched because he doesn't really turn up.
One game thing or long term?
As I always said, Pulisic is a liability when it comes to his injuries. I really love Pulisic. I really love him, but I don't really want to be playing him too much. Like, I will rest him for some games. Like if we have to be playing, I have a look at our fixture list after this. I know we have Leeds next game. Next game, I'll start Pulisic, and then the game after that, if it's a game that's not really against anyone that's too tough, give him a rest, play Tammy. But to me, Tammy Abraham doesn't show up in big games, and we all know that. But then again, he did score against Arsenal, but that was not
a big team anymore. They don't count.
But he's the only player that I really criticized today. I think everyone tried. I think my man in match was Mason Mount because he was doing so good today. I really got to give him some credit.
Yeah, he was amazing. He nearly scored like on 2 occasions. He was good.
That was such a good save. That was a really good save by Hugo Lloris, boy. That was. I thought that was going to be another De Gea again when he scored that long shot. It was so good. He hit that ball so sweet. But I will take the point. But my final question is, you know how you are with Kante and this known DM thing. How you analyze this game today? Because you said you wanted to see him play against a bigger side that's going to press us. So what do you think of this performance? Yeah,
he was very good today. He was close to man of the match.
Yeah,
like I thought he was very good today. But again, I'm also going to say Spurs didn't press.
Yeah,
Spurs did not press. They sat deep all game. Again, played perfectly to his strengths. Amazing performance.
Yeah, because if you think of it,
I want to see what they do against Leeds. To keep the same formation, I wouldn't change anything. And N'Golo Kante had an amazing performance. I'm still going to hold my reservations, but we've had very favourable teams for this formation. Spurs, I thought they might press us. Stupid in hindsight. Jose Mourinho came here, he wanted the draw, and he took the draw. They never pressed us. Maybe later on in the match, towards the final 10, 15 minutes, they might have tried once when they were trying to nick a late goal, but they barely pressed us.
Yeah, they pressed us a little bit.
You jumping on, bro?
Probably over a period of moments they pressed us. They didn't press us like for too long. That's what I think. But it's a good
serious pressing side. They just dropped deep.
They were just so
the whole time they just wanted the lead.
But we did well to move forward though, and to try to get into to create some chances for our players. But maybe now against Leeds, because I don't know how we're going to approach Leeds, because Leeds are going to run at us, and I don't know. We're probably going to have to sit deep. And
they'll be up for it as well. First time they've come to the bridge since 2003.
Wow.
Frank Lampard's all there, and they're all obsessed about him for some reason as well. So this will be a good match.
Hopefully we could go over there and get a point. I'm not too sure about Lampard's and Bielsa's record when he was at Derby, but I'm going to have to check that later on. But I just hope we could approach Leeds and get the 3 points and get on top of the league, because I'm not too sure. I can't remember who Liverpool has next week or who Spurs have next week, but I hope they're difficult opponents, because I know Spurs have a tough run of games coming up, and you know Spurs, they will choke. They will choke.
Spurs in the middle of the Europa League game have Arsenal next.
Have Arsenal next? Yo, I'm
gonna have Wolves next.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pray for our Arteta masterclass, our old Artetas. That's what I'm gonna need next week. But move on.
We take a nice 0-0 draw and a couple red cards.
Yeah, 0-0 against a shite side this today. Spurs.
Red card for violent conduct. That'll do.
Before I go, what you thought of the ref today? Because I think he was more into Spurs.
Pansy ref, bruv.
Yo.
Blew the whistle for everything, man. It's a London derby. It's a big London derby, and you're here treating it like it's an under-5s game.
I don't know. Aurier gave it a lot of fouls there, but no one. I don't think he noticed them. I noticed them. He gave it a couple of fouls, but he should have been booked, or it should have been. But yeah, we move on. It's a good point to get. Spurs are shite. We drew with them. We move forward well, and hopefully
we'll overtake them eventually.
Go to Leeds and let's go and get in this title race up the shelves.
Damn right, bro. Thanks for jumping on, man. Massively appreciated. Oh, sorry, man. What were you saying?
No, see you next week, bro.
Oh, yeah. See you next week, man. All right, cool. Arteta's will be sacked by Christmas. He's had a worse start than Emery. Oh, a smart Arsenal fan has actually seen the light. Nah, man, we're going to be the one that retires him. His first game was an L to us. His last game will be an L to us too. I can't wait. Let's get our next guest on. Ben.
Good evening.
What are you telling me, man?
Oh, not much, man. It's that was shit, wasn't it? You know, it's a bit embarrassing when you got a club that turn up to a game and don't even want to win it. You know, they're just happy with a draw. You know, BTEC North London club, Mourinho masterclass. He's too scared of us. Has to park the bus.
That's typical.
He is
but
shit.
You knew it should have been. It should have been exactly what we expected.
But yeah, of course. I think Lampard took it really wrong. You know, I don't know why we're playing Tammy. I don't know how Tammy got past the 60th minute. The guy was dog shit today. You know, he wouldn't have been impressive in an Aston Villa shirt, let alone a Chelsea shirt today. You know, the guy could probably sit on the bench for 3 weeks because of that performance. Giroud should have been the man because, you know, the crosses that Reece James was putting in needed a man like Giroud today. Or even Werner. Werner would have been clinical from that range. Tammy was a fucking donkey today. And, you know, he has really pissed me off.
I feel like first half he was all right, but second half, his game just kept declining.
I mean, in the first half, I didn't really see much of him. All right, he was there. He made one good dribble past Regulon, and then, you know, lost it against a Tottenham player to win a corner. That's probably the highlight of the game. You know, that is literally all he's done that game. Tammy was absolutely clueless today. Shouldn't have played. I think we should have had Pulisic on the left. Obviously, Werner up front. And obviously Ziyech on the right. I don't think Ziyech should have come off as well because we've just brought Giroud on as well. And you've got Reece James and Ziyech who have got very dangerous crosses. And yeah,
here's the thing: Ziyech was just getting double marked out of the game.
Yeah, but
I don't think he had a bad performance because of the way Spurs set up. Spurs set up to keep him quiet. He needs to get more used to that. They all come.
Danger man. You know it's going to happen, but you know if he stays on and you know you've got Pulisic to deal with, Werner to deal with. Tottenham can't just pinpoint one danger man. If we have a dangerous front three, which should have been Pulisic, Werner, and Ziyech, then
here's the thing: don't you think the subs were too late then?
Yeah, it was very Conte-esque. You know, Giroud should have come on at 60th minute. Havertz should have come on a bit earlier as well, and Pulisic should have come on a lot earlier as well. You know, they didn't have enough time to really get into the game, so it was just it was a poor game management from Lampard today, and of course, just it was just embarrassing to watch if you're a Spurs fan. Like they're all going to be happy because they've come to the bridge, they got a point. You know, it's a point more than they're used to getting at the bridge because one win in 24 years. That's how embarrassing they are. That's why I hope their club are fucking liquidated. You know, everything and that about it. They're just an embarrassing club in North London. It's why I hope they get absolutely slapped by Arsenal next week, and then slapped by Liverpool, and then you know.
0-0. I mean, I'm more than happy with a 0-0. But Rob, yeah,
think this. Yeah, this is a club that lost to at Royal Antwerp. How do you lose to Royal Antwerp or whatever they're called, and then get a point at the bridge?
Zayn sending for you, bro. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
All right, I changed my mind. I hope it's a boring 0-0 draw against Tottenham and Arsenal then, and then when we win above them, you know,
with a nice little red cards for Gabriel and Harry Kane
and Son. Oh wait, we can watch Son cry on All or Nothing 2 again. Oh, it was a red card. It was a red card. How's that a red card? Ah! You know, when he literally just kicks Rudiger in the fucking nuts. Like, and he's crying out for a red card, bruv. You know, let's be with them two. Like, this is how embarrassing it is. You know, you got this massive danger duo called Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. They weren't here today. They done nothing. You know what? It wasn't until they actually talking about.
You kept them quiet.
No. We didn't even keep them quiet. Mourinho kept them quiet. He didn't even use the only way he could have got 3 points, which is them two linking up. He was that scared of how good as we are as a team that he didn't even want to utilise his two best players. Truth, North London is full of disease. Bad clubs, bad players, people that want to retire, but say they're winning trophies. The only trophy you can win at Arsenal as an old player that's 30 years old plus is potentially player of the season. I'm so triggered right now just because, I wanted to watch a game of football today and all I watched was one team trying to get a win against a team that just didn't give a fuck. I just wanted to sit there and not even play football. It must be very hypocritical because, this is a Chelsea team that's had Mourinho as a manager. I know how every other team feels when they've now played Chelsea against that team. But even then, at Chelsea, Mourinho optimised his danger, which was, in 14-15, Fabregas and Costa. He used them. He used them very, very well. And he used his midfield, Lampard. And you go back even to his first spell, he had the dangers of Robben. He obviously had prime Drogba, Lampard in his prime as well. He utilised his player. This game, he did not utilise his team. He just said, sit back, defend, don't let them score. I'm going to be the most boring person on the planet, and I'm going to celebrate.
That's the thing. He didn't need to come here and win. We did.
Yeah, true.
That's a jarring thing, but you already know you're going to have that with Jose Mourinho.
Proof.
How are your thoughts on Sevilla, though?
I think we need to go for it against Sevilla. We can't
look at this guy, bro.
What do you mean London's white? That's racist, bruv.
The state of this guy, bro.
No, you know what? No. This is a good. I want to bring this point up. You know, everyone goes on about what colour London is. You know, it's constantly been an argument: is London red or is London blue? Tell me one person that doesn't support Tottenham that's even mentioned London being white.
Oh, he's trying to send.
You beat us in the EFL Cup on penalties. Congratulations. Your manager still hasn't beaten us in 90 minutes. Like you're a team that celebrate the Europa League like you've won the Premier League. This is your.
Hey, didn't you lose to Antwerp, bro?
Yeah, Royal. How do you qualify for a competition that you think is so prestigious and lose to Royal?
I just want to tell you, bro. You know, if you go on Google and you type in Antwerp on Google, they don't even have an official badge on there. That's how irrelevant they are, and they beat you, bro. London is not white. Sorry, man.
No, that's their only dub. Like, you know, they knocked us out on penalties because, and even then we dominated that game as well. You know, Tottenham are just so clueless. This is a team that lasted 30 seconds in their Champions League final, and that was an achievement at all. That was 30 seconds longer than I thought they'd last. You know, you're going against Liverpool, who are like the Champions League masters. You know, they dwell in the Champions League. They've been nothing but a dry force. And bruv, you're calling for a taxi 30 seconds into your biggest ever final. And then the next season after that, you don't even make the Champions League.
3-1 Wolves.
Get in there. I knew.
Nearly.
I thought you said it was 3-1. Like, I ain't got the game on in my little mini office at the moment. But, mate, literally. But, yeah, like, I don't know what to say about it. I'm just so embarrassed by Tottenham, bruv. Like, how can you call yourself a club when you perform like that? You know, how can you even say London's white when you're doing that? Like, imagine that Tottenham can call themselves a club, bruv. Like, you don't even rule North London. Shut up.
Well, they're both fighting over it, but it's us anyways. But any final thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, let's not let this result get to us. I mean, it has got to me. You can tell I am very pissed off.
Oh, has it?
I'm
sure, bro.
But we need to keep the pressure up. You know, we need to just, make sure that we're going forward, that we just don't let this hinder us. Because as you said perfectly, you know, Tottenham got a much harder run than us, a much harder run than anyone else. You know, they've got their North London derby next week. You know, they always choke in that. You know, they don't be consistent in that. Then they've got to play Liverpool. Even though Liverpool ain't got a defence at the moment, they're still a very strong team. Diego Jota is in immense form. They still have Mane.
You're giving Liverpool credit? What?
Yeah, mate, it's a mad time, you know.
2020 is mad.
2020 really is mad, me giving credit to Liverpool, you know. But no, I think Liverpool will murder Spurs. Liverpool are going to absolutely murder Spurs. And I can't wait to see it.
Well, bro, go on.
And I just think that, you know, we've got a decent run. You know, I think the hardest game we've got is two of them. We've got Wolves and Everton, which are going to be tricky.
3 days, it's bullshit.
It's going to be tricky.
Thank God we're not doing those aways, you know. That would be so peak.
I miss those away days, bro. You know, the journeys up in the car. Please clip that. Please clip that. You know, I'll actually at you the season when you don't even finish top 4. Literally, it's going to be Chelsea win the league at Anfield again. You know, that's starting up again, even though we play them quite early. I don't know when they're playing them, actually.
We play them in like February, bro.
I don't care. We're starting the agenda. Chelsea win the league at Anfield. It starts again. But for real, you know, I think we're still the favourites in this race because we've got a nice, easy run. Tottenham are bound to drop points. It's who they are. They're bottle jobs. It doesn't matter how much, you know, dark mentality Mourinho's putting into their play. You know, how much good boy football they're not playing anymore. You know, Chelsea are a team, you know, that are used to winning. We have trophy mentalities, and that's all we go about. You know, that's what matters. All I care about is that Tottenham are going to fail, and Chelsea will once again prove that we are the best team in London because we actually play football. We don't turn up and only sit back to let one team dominate us. Got lucky against Man City. Got lucky against us. They're just a fucking bottle job, and I can't wait for them to bottle it. They're just a shit club. Sorry, Sam Lav, you know, but you know your club's shit. Support a real team, then, like Arsenal or Chelsea if you want to be a proper football fan. I'll see you later.
It's not fair.
I don't know. But that'll probably clip.
Nice if he wants to jump on. But bro, thanks for jumping on anyway. Nice to chat to you.
All right,
See you around on Wednesday for the Sevilla one, bro.
Truth. Actually, what time is the Sevilla game?
Late kickoff Wednesday.
Ooh, I might make it. I'll have to let you know.
Yeah, just let me know. You already know.
Yeah, I'll take care, bro.
Take care, man. Right, we're gonna move swiftly on into our next guest. Big up Next Gen Pod.
Oh, hi, Lewis. How are you?
Man, how you
Gotta
been?
give me a smidge more of a warning. I was caught off guard there.
Sorry, I do that all the time, man. I really got to start saying people's names before, but yeah, I'll start that with Fata. Yeah, Fata, you're next. Bro, what are you saying?
How are you? I gotta ask how you're doing first.
Arsenal are losing right now, so good mood.
I know I'm mind boggled about Arsenal. You know, I'm not like, of course, I'm not an Arsenal supporter, but I thought they'd be doing so much better this season than they are, and they've had glimpses of good moments, and then they've just absolutely been donkey.
That's why.
I wouldn't say Arteta's a fraud. Now let's not be rude to. If anyone's a fraud, Ole's a fraud. I'd agree. Ole's a fraud. How about that? I'm not. I kind of rate Arteta a little bit, but
I don't know. I don't know if he knows the meaning of the word attack, but we'll have to wait and see.
Who? Arteta?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what can you expect? He's played for Arsenal, so standards are a little low for him.
Definitely dropped. Fucking hell, that was a bad foul. But yeah, go. Tell me about Chelsea Spurs. What's your thoughts?
I mean, we're all Chelsea supporters, so we all knew how this game was going to go. You know, this is very similar to a Mourinho 14-15 Premier League title hunt. You know, like games that, you know, he's like having a great run of form with us. I'm using this example. This is parallels to 14-15. When we're having a great run, he knows, oh, this could be a cagey game. If we lose, this might mess up our momentum. So let's play defense and hope maybe we might nick one. And that's what he did today. As much as Tottenham don't want to admit it, the reality was after the first half, Mourinho's like, we're sitting back, we're parking the bus. I mean, the pinnacle of when you know it's parking the bus is when you make a sub in added time. That's when you know he's playing for.
Didn't he?
Yeah, he made one like about the 90th minute, and then Lucas Moura came on. As much as Spurs fans don't want to admit it, you did play for the draw, and that's fine. It's a good feeling for Tottenham to be in first place, and that this is something they want to keep the momentum going. My issue today with Frank was it actually wasn't with any player or like Tammy not getting on the end of things. Actually, today's game, I think the problem was Frank Lampard actually today, and I'm not saying Lampard out or anything. I think today was his tactics are the reason we didn't win this game. I think the lineup was fine for the most part, but similarly to when we drew against Sevilla, where we could have probably had a grip hold of finishing top, and we'll talk a little bit about Sevilla at the end because there's something I want to say about that. This is the game where he needs to be making subs sooner, just like in that Sevilla game. He's making the subs really late. Like Giroud, like it's not Tammy's fault he messed up on the crosses. He's just not generally that kind of striker. But he needs to be bringing on Giroud, honestly, at like the 55th, 60th minute. Bring him on all the way around the 75th minute. That's too late. Taking off Ziyech. I mean, I think bringing on Kai Havertz was actually a bad sub because I didn't think there was anything he was going to add to this game. I think Frank just made the wrong decisions from start to finish. Mason Mount had a 75% good game. I think his only mistake was – yeah, exactly. I think he was very hesitant. And Mourinho knows, and we all know, Frank has his number. So that's why Mourinho came with these tactics. But Frank's got to know, okay, I have Mourinho's number, and now he's a little bit frightened of me. Now they actually have a chance of finishing in a higher spot this season. They're doing really well. They're going to play a very defensive game. And then Frank kind of fell under that. He played a bit defensively and cautious as well. Big ups to Kovacic because that man – probably was the only hope of us getting a goal in regards to him actually transitioning play faster. Someone that had a poor game, which I think was our worst player today, I don't know if it is controversial. I think it might be to some people's eyes, was Conte. Was the wrong decision in today's lineup because every time we had an opportunity to transition the ball, it's not Conte's fault. It's just how he plays. He plays very safe, passes it around. He doesn't like passing it forward. So maybe a Jorginho might have been a bit better in today's game because, as I said, this all comes down to tactics. This is on Frank. There's no individual player's fault. If you think, oh, Tammy's shit, Tammy's this, he's a young striker. He's been in the league for a year. This is a cagey game. Mason Mount stepped up surprisingly really well, and I mean, he almost kind of very Hazard-esque took on 3-4 players, taking shots from outside the box. And he's like, okay, I'm going to have to take the game by the scruff of the neck, and I'm going to have to do something. And it's just, maybe you should have played Giroud. He had a great game coming on against Rennes, scoring late on. And funny part is some people might slate him for that miss late on against Spurs today. But then again, you can't win it all. You can't have him score against Rennes and scoring today against Tottenham. You got to pick.
At the moment, he's going to do whatever he thinks he has to do.
Yeah, and it's 50-50. You don't always get them right. So at the end of the day, I mean, I don't want to say we'll take this draw because this was kind of a must-win for us. I mean, I'm not happy about it. Tottenham fans, I mean, every Tottenham fan I know that's texted me. They're like, we'll take the draw. Big ups to the Spurs. And I know, it's a very bad mentality they have. I mean, good for them. I mean, Mourinho came, conquered, did what he had to do. Good for Mourinho. I mean, Mourinho is starting to write his critics off. I mean, I didn't personally like Mourinho a lot when he was at Chelsea, but of course I was younger then, so I had a different perspective. But big ups to him and credit to Tottenham to coming and playing defense. Positives we can take out of today's game. As much as people want to say based off of today's tactics, that's why Son and Kane didn't play well. I actually think it's a little bit of also our defense as well. I think we played really well to nullify everything. Mendy's still a commanding goalkeeper. He knows when he needs to come out, he needs to get the ball. Zouma, Thiago Silva, outside of that last-minute mistake by Zouma passing that to Lucas Moura, we looked pretty good. And that's the positive I will say is I will take us playing good defensively and getting a boring draw than us having to be in a constant scoring battle like last season where we're having to go back and forth with teams, where we're all just getting an absolute stroke mid-game because we can't handle the stress. I will take that because there's always things to build off of. And I think Frank wants to do what he did last season. Remember, I think we went like 8 wins in a row last season at some point, and then we lost to City at the Etihad. I think he wants to build something like that again, because that's, I think, when Chelsea were at their absolute best form. You know, we were winning 8 straight in the league. We were beating Ajax at the Amsterdam. I mean, you were at that game. Absolute scenes.
What a game.
Exactly, absolute scenes. So I think he's trying to build something like that a little bit, except this time make it sustainable and make it more consistent. That's how I view it. I mean, now we got to hope midweek, based off of these janky subs he made. I think janky's a good word because I don't think the subs were good in the timing of it. 1000% Kovacic was man of the match. That's why he's on the back of my Chelsea shirt that I don't have with me right now. He's an absolute certified beauty. Now we have to win against Sevilla. I mean, you know it. You've been to 1,000 Champions League knockout away games. Our biggest Achilles heel ever since 2012 of winning it. We always finish second in our group. We need to start finishing first because then we play an easier opponent in the round of 16 because we haven't had a good run outside of winning it since I think it was 2014 when we went all the way to the semis against Atleti. We haven't had a good run, but that was a year we finished top of our group. So we played Galatasaray in the first round of the round of 16. In these recent years in the Champions Leagues, every game's going to be difficult. So at least try to make it easy for yourselves in the knockout rounds. At least get a good first game. You can build off of that. So I think it is essential we win against Sevilla. So then we can actually rest players against Krasnodar at home, and because players need a rest. So play this one out. Try to go for a win, and I think that's what we need to see happen this week.
All right, well, bro, as always, thanks for jumping on, man. It's massively appreciated. I love chatting to you.
I love chatting with you too, man. You guys got to bring me on this channel more often. I actually want to have some engaging conversations with you and Lawrence because you guys are the absolute best. You guys are the best of the best.
We should do something else. We should get on your podcast soon as well.
We could do. Yeah, I could easily set something up for us to do. And also, one quick thing: you guys are shitting on Antwerp in the call right before. All right, put some respect on Antwerp's name. The Iranian national team goalkeeper is their goalkeeper. All right. So put some respect on the name.
Against big Tottenham, so yeah, respect on him. We did the same thing as what Mendy did.
Exactly.
I rate that.
So put some respect on their name. But yeah, I appreciate it, Lewis. It's always good talking to you. And guys, make sure to subscribe to Blues Fans TV, best Chelsea fan channel ever.
As well, if you haven't done.
Check us out, but mainly check out Blues Fans TV because Lewis is always on there. He's the best looking guy on the cast. behind
Thank
him
you,
and
bro.
Lawrence. Absolute beauties. All right.
First time that someone said me instead of Sophie. I'm actually touched.
Yeah, 1000%. Well, good talking to you. All right.
Well, thanks for
All right,
jumping
see ya.
on, bro. See you soon. Always great chatting. Remember, everyone, check out Next Gen Podcast if you haven't done it already. It's literally Next Gen Pod on Twitter. Holdings just put that over. Still 2-1 Arsenal. I can hold on to that. What are you saying, Fafa?
No, I'm just loving this AFTV run, man. Oh my
Oh, you watching the watch along?
That's what the same time
Oh,
as the game.
what's happening?
Just watch right now. They're just ranting all over it. Oh, just watch it now. I don't want
Wait,
to tell you.
who's TT arguing with now?
Ty.
Oh, what's happened now?
Oh my god. Oh, we just can't help themselves. This Arsenal, you know. They just made our day every time they lost, you know.
On?
Yeah. So back to the Chelsea game today.
Yeah.
I do feel today is like a loss, Lewis. I have to be honest today. Like, it feels like I'm watching another boxing match between Mike Tyson and Roy Jones again, because it was like really back and forth. Because Tottenham offer nothing going forward, and I think we're still lacking of the ruthlessness going to the final third. Let me pull up some stats here. Out of possible about 15 matches that we played this season, we only picked up 2 points against top big six sides compared to the last season, which is really enormous. Like today, it's just like to show that we're still lacking the ruthlessness. We're still lacking to the final third. Maybe we overthink too much, and I do think we need that only one ball to get into the Tottenham area. And for those of you that want to criticize Tammy today, but I think this is not Tammy's fault. I know he's missed a lot of chances that he should have buried, but at the same time, also, like, I was really worried when he pulled his hamstring in that second half. Whether we don't know, I think it was happened like really, literally like just after the halftime.
Towards the end.
He did have a couple of chances, but I think Tammy could have gone off earlier, because I think that when I saw his hamstring when he went to the ground, I thought for that moment he's gonna be out for a while, like his hamstring really gone. But I do feel like he needs to bring on Giroud earlier, just a bit of precaution for Tammy, because if Tammy keeps on playing for the rest of 90 minutes, his hamstring could have went and we could have gone with another injury, and that's not what we want. On hindsight of it, like, apart from Tammy, Mason Mount, I know Ian's looking in the background about Mason Mount, but not gonna lie, Mason Mount had a good game today. I thought he was unlucky with that long range shot that was saved by Lloris. But apart from that, man, defensively again, we defended very well. Apart from Zouma's hospital ball the last minute though.
Yeah, that was very dangerous.
That was very dangerous. It could have gone like, oh shit, like could have given the win, and we must be shitting ourselves if that would have gone in. But on the bigger picture of it, like, I look at today's game, especially the lineup. Yeah, I can understand the way the lineup goes, but again, I'm sorry to say this, Lewis. I've been saying this for like multiple times throughout the season. Timo Werner on the left wing doesn't work at all. I'm sorry to say it.
I think Spurs just gave him next to no space to work with.
That's the problem. This is why I've been like criticizing about Timo Werner. I don't like Lampard playing Timo Werner as a left wing. Not gonna lie, I don't like it. Like, I prefer him as a central. I prefer Pulisic to come on as a left wing.
You're not the first person that said that as well.
Exactly. See, I don't mind like when they're playing as a forward, but I don't like it to play as a wing. No, not gonna work out for me. And I think with Ziyech's substitution as well, it's just like maybe he was thinking that on the Wednesday game about Sevilla, So he just want to make sure that Ziyech is fresh and ready to come on and be ready for Sevilla's game. And also that Kai Havertz substitution as well. And probably he was just, I think Lampard was just gave Havertz some minutes under his belt just to see where his fitness at, and whether he's ready for Wednesday as well. But also, come to think of it, man, today, not only in-game management, maybe there's something that we've been missing the most. Maybe that, I know it's a bit out of context, but we're just missing that the atmosphere of the fans. Normally, like when you come into the game, like into the London derby like this, the rivalry, the history behind this, I think we just missed like those times. Remember that when we beat Tottenham 2-1 in February?
Yeah.
That's the time that we've been the 12th man behind the pitch for the whole 90 minutes. We just missed that magnitude, the 12th man. But let's not use that as an excuse for a draw, because I have to admit, I thought Tottenham were going to be like the old Tottenham. Honestly, I was underestimated from the beginning. But then when I saw it from the game today, I'm like, oh, crikey, holy shit. It's like the different Tottenham, like it felt like when Chelsea playing the
players have had more dribbles than the whole Arsenal side. That's crazy.
No way.
I just saw that stat pop up at the bottom. Traore, Neto, and someone else, I think Podence, have all had more dribbles than the whole Arsenal team. Go on.
Yeah, mate. The Arsenal players haven't had lots of touch in the Wolves area though. Willian had zero, only bare one touch in the Wolves area. Yeesh.
Yeah, Tierney. They'd really try to tell us this guy was sick.
They just keep hyping about Tierney's better than Chilwell and that. I'm just not having none of this shit. But go back to today's game, yeah. I just think that today's result, it's just one of those things we should have taken advantage of this result. And I think if you're looking at other results as well, we're starting to see that the return of the Big Six pattern back to normal again. And I think today it's just as a fan, we might be a bit disappointed not to go on top because I think the results from today could impact the whole season.
Not really, not in the sense of the table, because there's only 3 points separating first from third anyway.
Yeah, true, but still, man, against Tottenham, we really want to win as a personal rivalry, as a personal pride. That's what we want. London is blue as always.
As always, we already know.
And on the positive side as well, I'm big up to Edward Mendy. Kept 8 clean sheet this season, yeah. And also, we haven't lost in the 12 games, 12 unbeaten. Well, I think we were unbeaten in 12 matches since the Liverpool loss, which is really amazing, consider the fact that we had him for 2 months. Not good. Oh shit! Oh, they nearly scored a goal.
Who?
Arsenal nearly scored a goal.
Oh, I must have missed that. Go on.
But yeah, man, we move on to Sevilla, man, on Wednesday. I think it's essential that we have to win against Sevilla just to secure that top of the group spot, so that we avoid the against the big side like the likes of Bayern Munich and that. But yeah, we'll see how it goes on Wednesday. I'm dying to see rotation on Wednesday because I just think that I would put Tammy on the bench, man, because as a precaution, I think that from today's game, I just feel that when he hobbles off the pitch, I thought he was gone. Honestly, he was when I think his hamstring gone and that. But we'll have to see what Lampard says tomorrow. All
right. Well, thanks for jumping on, bro. Massively appreciated.
Yeah, man.
be back around on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I'll see you Wednesday, man. See you.
All right, take care, bro. Peace. I'm gonna move swiftly on to our next guest. What you saying, bro? You good?
Going good, doing good, doing good.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that one, man? I hope you didn't have to wake up too early for that.
I didn't actually. It was at 11:30 this morning, so it was pretty good.
Okay, not too bad. Not too
good
bad.
time. But still, man, waking up at 11:30 to watch that boring game. It's not exactly the best. It's not the best outcome, but
Do you know how much film I've been doing talking about a 0-0 draw? Like there's anything to chat about.
I could have told you that was gonna happen. Like it was like it's one of those games where like Jose Mourinho, it's a top 6 side. Guess what he's gonna do? Like it's not hard to figure it out. It's not it's not something you have to plan for. It's just he's gonna be there. He's literally gonna sit back. He's gonna do nothing but sit back. And I mean, some players just didn't come to play today. I love Hakim Ziyech. I love him. But I'm not going to, just because he's had a couple good games, I'm not going to give him, a freebie when he doesn't play good against someone, against a team that's number one. Come on. Like, he's been playing extremely well against teams that sit back, right? So why is it different now? Like, when you see, like, it was crazy because you can see.
I feel like Spurs focused on him, though, specifically.
It's not even more about that. You can see his, like, not inability, but just like he doesn't want to use his right. I don't understand why. Like you can see Kovacic will like go past him, like he'll let Reece James drop back a little bit, and then Kovacic will basically go into his right wing slot, and then he'll go and then he'll pass it back to him to let him cross it, and then every single time it's like he was trying to recreate that Ben Chilwell goal. Like every single cross, it's always to the back post, and it's like just no one was there ever. So it's like with a team that's always going to sit back, right? And I'm talking like sit back, Jose Mourinho sit back, right? You have to take long shots. That is the most important part of the game that you can see that. Dude, this is why I rate Mason Mount like higher than anyone else from the Chelsea Academy. People are talking about Reece James, all this. But no one has a better football IQ than Mason Mount. You can tell the reason he's taking those shots is because imagine, right? Imagine he takes a long shot, right? He takes 3 long shots. The 4th long shot, Højbjerg is going to start pressing him. He's going to start coming out to him, right? So all you need is to have Timo Werner run behind. Who is there? The other defender? Rordan or whatever? Like, who is he?
Or something.
Who is he? There's no reason for him to be playing. Like, Timo Werner.
Stamford Bridge with a clean sheet.
Exactly. Like, Spurs should not have left. Like, it's one of those games where you can tell from the very beginning that we were going to have all the possession in the world and we were just going to sit there. So you can hear from the commentators, they were like, in the first half, they were like, oh, yeah, it looks like they're going to need to take more risks. And I'm sitting there like, if we take more risks, they're just going to counterattack and score. Like, it's not going to make any sense. But the way that we needed to play that game was we just needed to have more long shots. I felt like Kovacic was very good. He did very well. He put in a shift defensively. It was one of those things that Kovacic, normally he does his little – he'll just run with the ball a little bit in the center and then kick it back to the center backs, and then they'll switch it out to the wing backs. And, that's he tried doing that a little bit more, like further up the pitch. And again, it didn't help us because they let us have all the space in the world. Spurs don't care about spacing. They're not like Manchester City where like they try and like, Man City, their entire game is we need to space the field and then just cross in that one final lethal ball and it's going to go in. But with Spurs, they had at least 11 players. Like, literally, they had 11 players in the box. They had 11 defenders in the box, just sat. So, for me, it was, it's people need to understand, like, Hugo Lloris, he has a mistake in him. So, we should
there's so many options around him.
There's so many options around. I feel like we should have at least taken 5 long shots. That's what I wanted. We're literally coming into the game. Like, as I was sleeping last night, I was like, I pray to God they take 5 long shots. If that's something that really needs to start happening with this team, because it's the only problem I really see us having. Other than that, the game was flawless. Look at what we did. Like, there's a reason why Jose decided to sit back. It's because he knew he couldn't. What's he going to do? If he's actually attacked, what is he? Like, he leaves everyone susceptible. I also want to give credit to Reguilon. I want to give credit to Ndombele because they played incredible. Ndombele, just the movements that he was making with his feet, the little just 1-2 taps, that he just it killed us. It absolutely killed us. The ref, on the other hand, this ref is, oh my god. I was really sat there. I was getting ready to take a flight out to London just to meet that guy because he's I don't understand what was going on. It's like we couldn't put a tackle in and then it was just a foul. Like it didn't make sense to me. It really got me mad, especially when Zouma got the yellow card because I understand that one was a foul. It was easily a foul. But you know that for me, the most important part about a football game is the amount of yellow cards you have. Because if you have a yellow, you can't take another. You can't tackle again without just thinking about it. You know, it's really something that you have to. Once you have a yellow, you have to make the first, second, and third. You have to go through your steps and then see, okay, it is fine if I tackle him here. So it just it builds a lot of pressure on the guys. It builds a lot of pressure on the people that have the yellows, and you know, it kind of like it doesn't allow them to perform as well as they want to. And you know, I feel like we needed Pulisic to start that game, but obviously he just came out of
Let me know if you want the link.
He just came out of injury, so you know he just wanted to ease him in. So I understand that. But Timo, I feel like I think it was Tyrese that said Timo should have played up front instead of Tammy Abraham. The way that Spurs are playing, Tammy Abraham is 6'3", Timo Werner is 5'11", right? The entire game, what did we try to do? We just tried to cross the ball into the box. You think Timo Werner's getting to that?
Werner's not really known for being aerially strong, is he?
Exactly. Like, that's the whole reason why Tammy started the game. It's because Frank knew the only way we're going to be able to score this game is through crosses, right? It's through crosses, and it's not like, dude. I mean, I'm low key. I'm getting sick and tired of Timo Werner being caught offsides. I understand he's a little too fast for himself, but it's like sometimes you just need to start. He does his run a little too quick. It lets the defenders know where he's going, if that makes sense. Like you saw how he had to score. Like the goal that he scored was absolutely world class. Like he had to hit the other post in order for it to go in. Like Hugo Lloris was already halfway out by the time he got the ball because he saw where his run was going. So he needs to start hiding his runs a little bit more because he's starting to be a little bit predictable, and it's kind of like it's not really helping us a lot. Ben Chilwell, I was really afraid when I saw him twist that ankle.
I was having nightmares of seeing Alonso back in the start.
Those kind of sprains / twists, it's like it can be really bad or it can be not a problem at all. So it was good to see that he was able to just get up and run it off, and you know it was good to see that he was able to come back. And I really wanted to condone what's his name, Thiago Silva, because again it's just it's just another one of those games where you're just like, wow, like this is leadership, like this is how you command a defense. Like you can tell that obviously Spurs didn't have all the options in the world. Literally, I think it was like they had 2-3 shots on goal, or maybe even one. It was the Serge Aurier one was the only one that was like, oh, be careful. You know, that was the only one that really gave us a little fright. But other than that, dude, I feel like it was just one of those games that it was just meant to be a draw. I'm not gonna lie to you, as Chelsea fans are gonna be like, yeah, Jose came for a draw. Jose came for a draw. Frank came for a draw too. He literally
he was playing smart. I think we tried to attack, but we also didn't leave ourselves susceptible to a counter attack.
He didn't want to leave himself susceptible, but you have to understand, as like the way that Frank wants to play this Chelsea team, he doesn't want to win 1-0. He doesn't want to win 2-0. He's always said it. He said by the first half, I want at least 2 goals. So it's just one of those things. He wants to score early, and then he wants to score right before the break to make sure that their morale themselves just drops, right? So when you go into the half at 0-0, both teams are going to be like, okay, the game is up for grabs, right? We really do capitalize off of mistakes. We really do. You saw what we almost did when Ben Chilwell stole the ball. Of course, I feel like Giroud, one thing that Giroud should have done a little bit better with that. I mean, it's very hard to control. You know, it came out of nowhere, and he was tracing it back, and he was just trying to get a little touch on it to get it. I think he was trying to chip Lloris, but I feel like he would have been better hitting it at the feet of Lloris because he was standing all the way up. It would have been very hard for him to drop down as quick as he could have within that short range of space. So he should have tried to hit it towards the ground more, but he obviously kicked it straight into his hands. But hold on, Olivier, he said being tall is nothing to do with heading. It's about timing, and Tammy is terrible header of the ball. Really, being tall has nothing to do with heading. A 6'3" guy compared to a 5'11" guy.
It should be a strength of his.
It has everything to do with height. What do you mean it has nothing to do with it? It's literally the fact is he can get to the ball quicker than Timo can. Simple. There's nothing to it. It's simple. It's not like we were able to get crosses on the ground. Did you see a single cross get through on the ground? No. The only crosses that got through were through the air. And Tammy almost got them, but it's one of those things where Tammy is still, dude, he's 23, 24, right? He's had a season, yes. But, like, you need to give the man, like, opportunity. Like, he literally was alone with two defenders. He was completely alone. He didn't have a cam that he could, like, relay it off to, and then he could go. You know, it was something where Højbjerg was literally playing as the third defender as well. So it's not like he had even an inch of space. Literally, the second he got space, he was being pushed. He had a hand in him. He had everything to him. So, exactly, it's way too early to judge Tammy. We can't do none of that. So, it's about time that I think we need to be happy with this result. We didn't concede, and we didn't lose. Simple. Be happy.
We kept the two strongest players in that team quiet.
That's it. As long as we kept Son and Kane quiet, that's it. Because this is what I want is for the future, right? When we're talking about matches that we were able to hunker down and we didn't lose, we didn't concede. You know, that's the most important thing for me. It's not about we have to win every single match or we have to win against, you know, our rivals or something. It's at that point in time where we are going into an easy fixture list. Or I wouldn't say easy, but like not as hard as as Liverpool or as Tottenham, right? So I'm perfectly fine with taking this draw. Look at what we did after we tied with Man United and Sevilla, right? We won like 6 straight. So it's all about just being consistent. Like, would you have preferred if we had scored 2 goals but we still lost 3-2? No. You know, it's just about being consistent, and we're being consistent. We're not conceding goals, and we're keeping clean sheets. That's how it is. And I'm perfectly fine with taking the 1 point out this time around, and then, you know, there's always that second time. And yes, it's going to be in White Hart Lane, but, I mean, I have no fear. Like, I've been an avid watcher of the Football Terrace, and I've seen some of the shows that y'all been doing on there. And, you know, a lot of it was like, oh, you have to be scared of Spurs. They're counterattack, blah, blah, blah. I'm not scared of Spurs no more. It's simple. They're not going to counter. They're not even
wary of the counterattack, but that's what kept us going.
Yeah, they're not even going to do nothing. So I personally have no fear of Spurs anymore. So I personally think this was the best outcome. Obviously, we could have won, but with the Jose Mourinho type coach, I don't think you're getting out of there with a win in the top 6 flight.
All right. Well, any final thoughts, bro?
Yeah, we do need to win that Sevilla game. I don't care what anybody says. Every single year we finish second, we get Bayern Munich and we get kicked out. We get PSG, we get kicked out. I don't want that. We need to beat Spurs so that we can get like who's some of the second tier people that we might be able to match up with. We got like Ajax, maybe. Just teams like that.
I'm not sure.
But teams like that, you know, especially how last year it was bracketed that it was like all the easy teams were on one side and then all the hard teams were on the other side. With Lyon and Red Bull basically making out, right, making it to the semifinals. So hopefully if that happens again, we'll have a better chance. We'll have a better chance of winning. Obviously, I wouldn't say we're the favorites to win the Champions League, but we're gonna put a fight. We're gonna try our best, and you know what? I think we'll have a good run.
All right, well, bro, thanks for jumping on as usual. It's always nice chatting to you.
Yes, sir.
Will you be around for the Sevilla one?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. I'll chat to you then, bro. Take
y'all
care.
Subscribe, and y'all have a good day.
Take care, bro. All right, well, we're going to move swiftly on to what might be my final guess, unless We Are Tottenham TV pop up, but we'll find out. We Are Tottenham TV might be on at the end of this stream. Maybe. Until then, bro.
Yo!
Me, man.
What are you saying, my guy? How are you?
3-4 hours of going round and round about a 0-0 draw is really
taking. I kind of feel sorry for you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been watching you for the last 3 or 4 interviews. I've been watching you specifically. I'm like, feel sorry for him.
Massive piss.
Yo, listen. If you need to go for a piss, I'll entertain these lot while you go for a piss.
Yeah, you know what? Tell them about the game for a little bit. I'll be back.
All right, go for it. Well, this is incredible. It's your boy Viper Sport Forward. All right, I should probably stop playing FIFA for the time being as I've got to entertain I don't know how many people. But guys, I've seen a lot of people deep in this match too much. Listen, let's relax. Let's take a breather. And let's understand that, beginning of the season, we were a bit cautious, about the team. Didn't really know how we were going to gel together. But look, slowly but surely, we're seeing something develop in this team. We had an easy run of fixtures. Don't forget, we had a very easy run of fixtures, and we got the victories that we needed in the last 3 or 4 games. I said a few weeks ago, Tottenham will be our first proper test, and we will see where we're going to be standing at that point. We're not too bad. The one thing that could have obviously been a lot better was the finishing. My God, was that bad today? Apart from Werner's beautiful little curling shot, but other than that, every other chance that we had, Tammy just kept falling over. I really love Tammy. I honestly do. Think he's got tons of potential, but he needs to be finishing those chances. He had 2 or 3 where it went under his legs. And he could have made more of those. Werner, I think he had a few as well. But look, Lloris is back, so I'm a bit more comfortable now.
Go for it.
Nah, but we're just talking about. I already just said there, bro, earlier on in the season, we were kind of cautious. We didn't really know after, signing all these players where we were going to be. And realistically, man, we had an easy run of fixtures. And I said to you a few weeks ago, Tottenham's going to be our first test to see how we play. And I'm not entirely disappointed because we played good football. The one thing that was missing was the finishing. Let's be honest. Defensively, we were sound. A few little hiccups here and there, but defensively, we were sound. In the midfield, Mason Mount, solid. Hey, I just want to say to you as well, remember when you said to me that Kovacic didn't offer much so far this season? There you go. That's Kovacic's offering.
Put my hands up. You know what? I'm always very happy to be wrong when it comes to Chelsea, because when I'm wrong, it means Chelsea are on the up. So I'm happy to take the L.
And that's what a man does. That's how a man takes an L. But Kovacic did not give out many L's in terms of actually getting the victory, but he did run that midfield very nicely, and I'm highly impressed. Let's not listen. Tottenham are very close rivals, but let's not waffle too much and waste our breath on them, because look, it's Jose, man. Come on, we had him for 2 runs. We had Jose Mourinho, and if we don't understand what they come to do, then we should be worried about ourselves. It's definitely a classic Mourinho thing. It's frustrating, but we know the best, And to see this young Chelsea side with the young Chelsea manager go out and still overwhelm Tottenham to an extent where we were the team on top, it was good to see, man. It was definitely good to see.
So do you look at it as a good result, or are you?
Yeah, of course. No. It's obviously you want to win, right? We want to win, and we should have realistically won. We had chances that should have been buried. Unfortunate with Werner's goal. I thought it was a fantastic finish, but obviously man was offside. But listen, there's no point being disappointed about this. Even though we were better side, it's Tottenham. They're doing good. They're on a good run, and us being a development team at the moment, we got a little something. We could have got more. Obviously, that's disappointing, but we got a little something. I say we pick this up, keep the momentum and the confidence, which is high and key at a club like Chelsea, and we move into the next game. We got a massive game, bro. Champions League.
Talk to me about Sevilla, man, because I keep forgetting that we have this in 3 days. The fixture list this season is a madness.
Yeah. So all out. I am talking all out. The only risk about all out is we don't know how fit the likes of Christian Pulisic is, because you've seen the difference he made as soon as he came on in terms of he runs at the players. That's what a winger is meant to do. Werner doesn't really do that. That's why I don't like Werner on that side. Can Pulisic start the game? I hope so. If not, we're gonna have to go with the same thing. But I want more ruthlessness. I think someone said it earlier. We need ruthlessness in the game against Sevilla, because we don't want to face Bayern again, do we? We don't want a tough night at the Bridge and then away at their ground. We want to finish first, and then let's get as far as we possibly can in the competition. And who knows? 2012, we did it somehow with amazing circumstances. Now, if you want another 2012, we need to be winning games like Sevilla, and we need to be winning them confidently as well. So I want to see a good all-out game. And then look, we're already qualified regardless of the result against Sevilla. Once we go all out, we have Krasnodar next. We just let out the younger players, maybe a few of them, see where they're at. I think Gilmore's coming back to film. Say again?
We do have to get through Sevilla first.
Haven't we qualified? I'm sure we've qualified.
We're qualified, but not as group winners. I think we
No,
need
exactly.
either a
Yeah.
win or a draw, and we're good.
Exactly, yeah. So, but the Krasnodar, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why we want to go all out against Sevilla, and then we can use that Krasnodar game to let the guys that don't get much game time, give them a bit of game time and see where they're at. But overall, listen, guys, everyone that's coming in and out on here, everyone in the comments, relax. We're okay. We're doing good. We're picking up good performances, and we move on swiftly. There's a good run of games coming up. So I think, like I said, it's been like a little ladder, the fixtures in terms of difficulty, and we keep going. Hopefully, we start securing those 3 points, and the league is looking very interesting.
Yeah, I was going to ask you with the Sevilla game. Arsenal just lost 2-1, confirmed.
Woo! Let's go!
Definitely going to have to watch the TV watch along when I get back home. Arteta Ball's just taken yet another L. I know there's a few gooners in there watching. So big up you guys. You guys held another L. Unlucky, guys.
Imagine I was rating Arteta as well. Imagine I was calling him one of the best young managers out there.
You fell for the bait too. This guy is the biggest fraud. I thought Willian was a bad fraud. This guy, massive L. Call him Mike L himself, bruv. He's a lost man.
For sure. I'm shocked.
What a start to the season in 15 or something years now.
Woo!
Just pop it out.
That's why all the Arsenal fans have gone quiet. I've really not seen any Arsenal hate on my or Arsenal backup on my posts. Usually I have a ton of Arsenal fans, but they're all gone quiet.
Oh no, I've got enough. I've still been able to run Arsenal slander through this watch along. Always be able to get some through. But I was going to ask you for Sevilla lineup. Would you keep it the same, or what changes would you make? Because we do have to think about rotation as well.
Yeah. In terms of the back line, the midfield, I really wouldn't change much. I think everyone's in the only thing I'd change is that left wing position. I don't want to see Werner there, bro. I never have wanted to see Werner there. He was brought in as a striker. I guess
was working in the last few weeks.
Say again?
Even with what was happening the last few weeks, you weren't really sold on it.
No, because Lewis, as a winger, the point is to run a defense, and the defense to be shocked, to be like, oh, I've got to backtrack now. I've got to see what this guy's going to do. He's going to pull off a move. Pulisic, Hazard, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Okay, we need those types of performances on the wing. Werner runs, but there's no conviction. There's literally, he'll lose the ball. There's nothing there, man. And that's not what he was brought in for. The man's a central striker that wants a ball to be fed into him and finish it. And look at this as well. Even when he's played in that position, how many opportunities has the guy missed in the last few games? He's missed some absolute sitters. And somehow he still scores a hard angled goal today. Don't really understand it. Man misses 2-yard sitters, but still
that was offside.
Oh mate, I went crazy, and then I was like, no. But no, listen, I've been saying it every time I've come on here. I don't want to see Werner on the wing. I want to see Callum Hudson-Odoi start on the wing, because he does offer that type of play where you're running at the defense and the defense has to back off. And especially against Sevilla, if we're taking it to Sevilla, that's what we need. We can't be messing around, going backwards, the bullshit football. We can't be doing that. We played good today. We need to keep it like how we played today, but we need more aggression, and that's the main position we need changing, is that left hand side. Giroud or Tammy, I don't know. They're pretty similar, man. Giroud is just a bit more stronger and more thinky. But even today, he should have scored that chance in the last minutes. Tammy just falls over, so it's hard to pick between the two. That's why I'm saying drop them both and put Werner there. Let's see what he can do. If he does shit, 60th minute, swap him for one of the two, and then we'll be fine. But that's what we're working with right now, and I think we keep the squad. Havertz, maybe play Havertz, see how he does, but maybe not start him. I don't know. I wasn't too convinced, but I'm sure he's coming back into full fitness, so we'll see where he's at. What's your thoughts on that? What's your lineup?
I would keep the same back four. I wouldn't want to make too many changes there. In midfield, I'd still keep Kante, but I'd probably switch with Havertz and Mount. I don't think Mount would be in the lineup regardless.
Kovacic, though, you would drop Kovacic?
I'd rest one of the three. One of the three has to get rested.
But you know when we say we
did Mason Mount get subbed off? No, neither of them did they?
No, Mason didn't get subbed. So I mean, Mason could be dropped, but he won't be.
Yeah, I don't think he will. So I'd go Havertz and Mount, and then Giroud. Do we play Werner up top?
It's a hard choice right now because no one's like offering anything crazy. No one, literally, they're all offering similar like level, right? No, not attributes, but similar levels right now. They're not.
Pulisic should be ready. In fact, yeah, I'd go Pulisic, Werner, and CH.
Yeah.
No, Hudson-Odoi.
Oh,
I
so
don't
you
even know why he wasn't on the bench today.
You drop Ziyech.
Rotation. I'm thinking rotation.
Yeah, but this game, bro.
Yeah, but Hudson-Odoi had a good game against Rennes. I don't even know why he wasn't on the bench for this one.
Maybe he's being rested for Sevilla.
It didn't make sense to me.
Listen, Lampard's decision making is interesting, and I think someone mentioned it before. Those subs need to be made earlier, and I think if there's another one, why was Hudson-Odoi not on the bench? You know, it's interesting. But listen, as I say, if he doesn't play on Wednesday, is that coming to an end of his time as a maybe a chance at Chelsea because Pulisic is back? So does that mean Werner and Pulisic rotation on that side and Ziyech and well, it could be Hudson-Odoi, but it'd probably be Mount rotation on that side. On the other side.
No, I think, right, I would have wanted Hudson-Odoi to go on loan for a while anyway. That's the thing. I thought last season would have been the best time to do it. With all the injuries, it didn't make sense. But he needs to go to a big club and get what it feels like to be one of the best players at a club. Get that sort of mental growth on him. And I think
he had that opportunity now, though. This is what pisses me off.
Was he taking a loan deal though?
No, that's what I'm saying. We had no Pulisic, right? We didn't have Ziyech for a chunk of time. He wasn't getting enough game time. He had the possibility of proving what he is at the club he wants to play for instead of sending him out on loan. And we still didn't give him the opportunity. So sending him out on loan would just be ownership more than anything, not really hoping that, you know, it'll be a minimum percentage of hoping he's going to become something and then we can possibly play him over if someone starts losing form. It's more of an ownership thing right now. Because after Pulisic is back, which is right about now, and my man Ziyech as well, I really find it hard to see Hudson-Odoi getting any game time. Maybe the Krasnodar game or something. But we'll see. All
right, well, bro, as always, thanks for jumping on, man. It was nice chatting.
Thanks for having me, man. I apologize for not coming on the last few weeks. I always fucking forget by the time, and my Twitter notifications are dead, so I barely see them.
Nah, it's cool, bro. It's great to chat to you anyway, man.
Yeah, man. Take care. Go to sleep. Stop talking about Tottenham 0-0.
Yeah, I need a little break. I've got another live at 10 o'clock as well.
Oh, shit, man. All right, bro. Take care.
Bro, thanks for jumping on, man. Massively appreciated. All right. Well, I haven't heard anything from We Are Tottenham. I think they're still filming their player ratings, so I need a little bit of a break. So I'm going to end the watch along here. It's a live phone in. That's exactly how tired I am now, but give me a little bit of a break. Guys, if you enjoyed this phone in, hope it was more entertaining than the game was. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Blues Fans TV.